what we're doing today is a very big product review. So I'm going to give you every information that I have on Riftbound products, once again including exclusive information from the Riftbound Retailer Summit that was held in Paris about a month and a half ago, something like that. I'll give you every piece of intel I have, and then you guys can decide which product to pre-order, which product to buy, and so on and so on. And while doing this, we will try to rank these products. Let's start with the display, obviously the main product. These displays are from the Riot website. They are about 128 euros. Basically, you should be able to find them in a range between 120 and 140. Depending on resellers, depending on the amount of displays your store was able to grab. So do whatever you want, whatever you guys can do, also can afford, depending on your budget. But I think these displays in about a 120-140 range are what you should look for. Also, if you've not done so, make sure to contact your local store and pre-order, because that's the best way to ensure you at least grab one or two of them. Now, regarding this display distributions, there have been announcements from Riot that they will be reprinting every time it's needed until everyone can get the cards they need. Obviously, if you guys are not aware about the release system from Riftbound, there will be a rotation. So how will this work? It's like we will go from set 1 to set 2 to set 3 up until set 8. So we will have set 1 and 8 legal at the same time. And then when set 9 will release, set 1, 2, 3 and 4 will disappear. From what's been announced, we will have a core set, so set 1, set 2 and so on, every 3 months, which means 4 sets a year, which means these cards from set 1 Origins will at least be legal for 2 full years. If you guys are looking to compete, you should get your hands on these cards, even the expensive staples, in my opinion, because they will be legal for 2 years. So I do think it's worth buying them. Now, regarding product distribution, strictly, there will be at first, and maybe later on there will be extra waves, but at first there will be 2 waves. One that is delivered in limited quantities on the 31st of October. So just to give you an example, I'm not using like real numbers, right? But if your store ordered like 200 displays from their provider, whoever they are, they might get like 60 or 70 on the 31st of October, and then like maybe 120 or 130 for the second wave, which is scheduled to be launching, to be releasing in December. So if you do not manage to get your hands on cards during the first wave, you should be able to buy sealed products during the second wave during December. And I personally do think that displays from December are also going to be sold out, and there will be a third wave later on. We do not have a schedule for this one yet, but I think you will be able to get your hands on sealed product regularly up until demand has been fulfilled. Something else you can do is buying singles on card market. As of now, you cannot buy singles, but you will be in like a few days or a few weeks be able to buy singles on card market, and that could also be something that helps you get your hands on cards. So that's it for the distribution part. Now, if we're talking directly about what's inside a display. So every display is 24 booster packs. Each display in these 24 booster packs contains, at least is the number they gave us, so at least 6 epic cards. And these are the highest rarity possible, which are not alternatives, because Riftbound is following a system which is exactly the same as a One Piece card game, which is like you can get the cheap version of the card, which is the epic, and then you can get the rich version, if you will, of the card, which is the overnumbered. So it's this little yellow icon here that you can see. It's exactly the same effect, but just one of them supposedly is prettier and shinier than the other. So you will at least get 6 epics a box. I think it could be like 7, 8, but I'm not sure. They said at least 6 epics a box. Quick math is, there are, I think, if I counted correctly, 36 different epic cards in the game. So if you get 6 a display, you would need 6 booster boxes to have at least one of each. And then you would need 3 times that, so 18 booster boxes to statistically have a playset of every single epic in the game, which is about something like 2,000 euros. So if you guys want to buy singles, I can only advise you to do so. I think it will be cheaper than buying boxes. And that's where things get interesting. In every box, you will have 2 overnumber cards. If we go through the numbers of a case of booster boxes is 6 booster boxes. And in these 6 booster boxes, you are apparently guaranteed to have at least 2 overnumbered legends. So basically, 1 alternate legend every 3 booster box, if you will. And then regarding signed cards, which is the max rarity. So as you guys can see, maybe I'll pick this one, which is more like visible. So this one is the alternate art for Volibear, and this one is the signed version. Basically, they applied the signature of the artist that created the card. These cards are supposedly 1 signed in every 30 boxes. So in every 5 cases, you have the opportunity to get your hands on a signed card. Now, something that is also interesting. If you total everything here, you end up having 2 alternate arts plus 6 epics a booster box. So it's about 8 boosters in 24 that will have value in the large sense inside, okay? But there's also something that you have to consider. One booster is 7 commons, 3 uncommons, 2 holographic cards, so rares or epic, I think, are the holographic cards. And also, very interesting, 1 slot for a foil card of any rarity. So let's say I'm a green player and like DeFi is one of my favorite cards. So DeFi, this card. Well, it's a common, so it's not shiny, it does not have texture and everything. Well, you should be able to find it in the foiler spot, and then the card could become foil and maybe textured. This I don't know about. This card in common could be like 2 cents or like 20 cents, whatever. And then the foil version could be like 5, 6, 7 euros, maybe more, depending on if the card is being heavily played or not. So I think the booster composition is actually very interesting. I think this will be very interesting to open Riftbound booster boxes. So that's about it for displays. I think displays, if you have the ability to buy them, is like between good to start and must buy. But I think they will be worthy anyway in the early days of the game, because singles will still be like pretty expensive. But you could technically play without buying a single display. And this, which is a display case, so 6 displays once again. I think if you have the opportunity to buy a case, which is going to be rare, not gonna lie, I don't think sellers will be like, okay, grab a case, no problem. I think it will be limited to like 1 or 2 boxes per person. But like, if you do have the opportunity and you have the budget to grab a case, I think you should absolutely do so. 2 guaranteed alternative art legends, a lot of good epic cards. Anyways, if you don't open everything, you can just like resell it. It will not lose value over time. Now, regarding other products, let's go with the Proving Ground box. The Proving Ground box is a very interesting product, which I think they kind of failed in what they wanted to do with the Proving Ground box, which ends up making it a great product. So I think in fails you can find success now. If you want to learn to play, or if you want to teach friends how to play, the Proving Ground box is the perfect way to go. You get a playmat to learn the zones, you get 4 decks, and I think a bit of extra material. You do have every color you can try. And what it was originally designed for was to bring in new players. And so in that sense, Proving Ground cards are exclusive to Proving Grounds. None of these cards will be available in the displays. None of these cards will be available in the starter decks. You have to buy Proving Grounds to get the Proving Grounds card. The idea behind that was that they would nerf Proving Ground cards so that they are not even good, like you don't even consider playing them, and so then there's no need to get them, and they have a product that will not be scalped, and then people would be able to learn the game. So I think that was the idea behind all of this. But they kind of failed at nerfing cards, because out of the 4 legends in Proving Grounds, 3 of them are very playable. So if you guys have the opportunity to buy this product for the price it's at, which is like about 30 euros, it's like not expensive at all, I think you should do so. You will get 3 playable legends, and you will have a cool thingy to teach your friends how to play Riftbound or to learn yourself. Something that I have to mention though is that I think they failed at balancing legends, but most of the cards in Proving Grounds serve their purpose, which is to be bot cards. They kinda managed to keep the power level of the decks at what they wanted it to be, which is like full of bad cards, but very great to learn, very simple cards that are like perfect to learn. But I do think the legends are what you should look at, and I think getting a Proving Grounds box is exactly what you want to do if you're planning on playing competitive. Remember that these legends will be available for 2 years worth of gameplay. So, okay, you pay about 30 euros now, but it's like these 4 legends you will be able to use in the upcoming 8 sets of the game. So let's say they release a bunch of broken 5-cost pairs and then Lux becomes super meta, super playable, well, you will be happy to have 1 Lux for you to access. So I do think this Proving Grounds box is very, very good. If you are able to get your hands on a Proving Grounds box, it's a very, very good product to have. So I would not say like it's cool or even good to start. It's just a great product to have, and if you can buy it, I think you should. Can we jump into the starter decks, which I think are interesting at least to talk about. I don't think they're the best product, I'll say it right away, but I do think you should consider buying them either way. So these starter decks, if you go to the Riftbound website once again, they are about 21 bucks, 21 euros, which is pretty expensive for a TCG starter deck. But there's something you have to consider, and it's that these starter decks include a booster from set 1 Origins. A booster should be about like 6.5, 7 euros retail price. If you go like -7, then this starter deck is 14 euros, like 13.99, which is like average, a bit under average for a starter deck. So very good price point. So I think we should be pretty happy with what we get in these starter decks. Now, what we need to talk about, because it's very important in a starter deck, is the card list. Because basically, starter decks are the only product with Proving Grounds where you know exactly what you will get. So these are the card lists for every starter deck. We'll start with the Jinx one, which is the first one. First of all, what I want to say is that I'm pretty happy, because even though they're not like fully meta relevant, these starter decks include great cards and have somewhat of a correct strategy, let's say. They do try to achieve what the decks want to achieve. And so in that sense, it's good, because we've all known other games starter decks where you buy the starter because they're single in there that you can only get in there, but the deck list is like other shit, and you take like 9 cards out of the starter, you put them in your deck, and the rest is like staples not from the starter deck. So in that sense, I think I kinda like them. One thing that's very important, there is not a single starter deck card, not a single one, that is exclusive to starter decks. You can get every card of these starter decks in displays. So if you have the ability to get your hand on displays, maybe you should not buy starter decks. Why do I say that? It's also because in these starter decks, there are no big rarity cards. If we look at this one, the Jinx one, we do have very good cards. Like Ghost is a very good card, Flight or Fight is a very good card, obviously. Traveling Merchant is very good. Vi is very good. This Jinx is what's being played in the champion spot in most of the Jinx list. Flame Chompers, obviously very good with the deck strategy. Void Seeker, very good staple. Fading Memories is a decent side deck card, right? And then this card I think is also a bit underestimated. It could be played in some chaos strategies. So this deck functions as a learning tool to play Jinx. You buy your starter deck and then you have a bunch of staples that you will keep using through your deck's evolution. And then you're like, okay, but I have one Vi and I think in the games I am able to play with Vi. I think I win most of the time. So maybe I should try to get my hands on 2 extra Vi's to make it a playset. And then someone talked to me about a Ride the Wind Vi combo, so I'm gonna go look up the card gallery. I will find Ride the Wind here. Then you check the effect and you're like, okay, this seems very good with Vi. So you're like, okay, I should maybe try to grab this card. Oh, it's a common. Okay, so very good. So I can improve my starter deck for a cheap amount of money. So I think these starter decks, the 3 of them are like that. Spoiler alert for the rest, but like they don't have big rarities, but they are a perfect way to start playing the game. Maybe like you can buy Jinx, then your friend buys Lee Sin, then your other friend buys Viktor, and then you guys swap to see what kind of playstyle you like the most. And then you have your starter deck and you're like, okay, how do I improve this one? And you can just like get extra cards here and there, combine stuff together, learn combos, try things. And I think that's the way you should approach the game if you're a newer player to TCGs and you're like, I love League, I want to try this new League TCG, but I've never played a TCG, what should I do? I think this is the approach you should take. So yeah, that's it for the Jinx deck. Now, about the Lee Sin deck, what you could consider staples are Chorn, obviously, which is a very good card, Poro, which is good, Pit Rookie, which is very good in buff decks, Challenge, very good orange card, Discipline is obviously a staple, Wielder could be, but First Mate is for sure, and then this Lee Sin card is extremely good, not only in like Lee Sin, it's very good in a lot of decks, like in set, it's very strong. Udyr could very well become a staple at some point, it's very good card to pair with the Lee Sin Legend. So yeah, once again, like a lot of cheap staples. And then last thing is Viktor. And Viktor is the worst starter, quote unquote, because I think it is very Viktor centric, which like you do have great staples, but like most of these cards will not see play if not in Viktor. Like this card is a very Viktor card. This card like meh. This card is Viktor card, obviously you have the champion. This card is like just meh overall. Same but like Viktor card. So I think the rare cards are a bit worth than in other decks. But at least you have the champion, which is an epic one. So maybe it's why they balance the deck that way, so that like in this one you get an epic card, in these ones you don't. So maybe it's why they balanced it that way. It's not like horrible, like this one is a good card, decent card, good card, good card, good card, good card, decent cards, and then like very good card obviously. So like, but it's like low rarity, like it's common cards, which are like very good. So yeah, I do think these starter decks, they're good products to start, basically. I don't think there's a single product that's like shit. Just like, don't get me wrong, I don't think there's a single product that's shit. I think it should be like something like this order-wise, and like probably this, like ultra staples, then like a bit less staples. Just to close this up, if you are able to get your hands on a booster boxes case, so 6 displays, or proving grounds, you should buy them no matter what if you have the budget for it. Don't stop eating for a month because of me, guys. Please don't. But you should buy them no matter what. If you have the opportunity to get yourself a booster box, I think you should buy it. I think you should get your hands on these. Actually, I should probably put the display here, right? And then these guys are good to start. Like, they're good for new players. I don't think if you are planning to play competitively, you should get one of these, except if you use them to grab some staples that you could not access through displays.